Under the motion today, this House will require individuals to pass a political general knowledge test in order to vote. We, as the opposition side of the House and acting as the leader of opposition, we strongly believe that this motion is totally irrelevant and should be falling. And why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, hearing from the previous side of the House, the government side, the Prime Minister has been giving us the limitation and how the mechanism is not actually working on our sides. First of all, they are telling us that the people who vote nowadays is not eligible enough because they don't have the political general knowledge. And the mechanism that they tell us that is that they're going to put a test, and how the test will work is that they have the few months preparation and also a school kind of education. Ladies and gentlemen, hearing from that, we totally accept the mechanism that they are given, but we are going to give you another kind of proposal that is better. Ladies and gentlemen, we totally believe that turns out in the matters of not eligible enough, we as the opposition side of the House totally believe that the eligibility in voting is not only about general knowledge that they have, but the number of people who actually voting. Why is that, ladies and gentlemen? Because we are Indonesian, and the society are people who are trying to have the government. They wanted to have a government, and then if they're not capable, they lose their right to vote. And why? And if this kind of happen, it becomes not eligible because not all the people around Indonesia or around the world around that country can vote for their government, for their president, or for their parliament. Ladies and gentlemen, this kind of idea really brought us to something that is totally irrelevant and going to create not only chaos but an illegible vote. Ladies and gentlemen, as mentioned by the government side of the House, that they mentioned about the few months preparation, which this point is going to be rebutted. Few months preparation is actually true, and it can be done by a lot of people, but this kind of thing or this kind of practices is going to make a fake kind of identity. Imagine if you are having a psychology test, you can actually prepare for something, and in the end of the day, your psychology test will be great, but it's totally not you, because you prepared for something that is not you, and it is a bad kind of thing. And continue from that, we have another point of rebuttal which make us come to the second one. It's about what happened in schools. What happened in school nowadays is what happened in school nowadays is that we already have this kind of political general knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. We have already those kind of knowledge. We already have those kind of study. But in the end of the day, what we don't have is the point of critical thinking, because the hope that the government side of the House given to us was this analysis of a kind of analysis towards the politician that they are going to choose, some circumstances reading, it's not the work of someone who only understands political general knowledge, ladies and gentlemen, but it is someone who understands on the expert level. This kind of hope is just totally irrelevant, and it is totally wrong kind of idea. So, ladies and gentlemen, rather than putting them on the sides of taking their rights to actually vote, we as the opposition side of the House wanted to give us this, that in the schools we are going to make a more active kind of thinking, a more active kind of feel for the people, because nowadays not all people are capable to have this point of critical thinking, and by putting them on the field that is active enough for them, they can actually develop and actually better themselves in the future, ladies and gentlemen. So knowing the political general knowledge is already enlist, but we make it better by putting them on the field of critical thinking, where they can pursue their career better and everything. So under those proposal, we believe that this motion should fall, and the proposal that is given by the government side of the House is totally wrong. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say my argument. Faith still control people better. Yes, faith, for example, religions, faith, there is Islam, Christianity, and everything. In Indonesia, for example, there is this kind of thing that happens. For example, like when Prabowo about to be voted, a lot of people, a lot of ustads or something like that, saying that they are having a dream about this kind of people, and and that Prabowo should win. And it is a really bad kind of a idea because people are still controlled by that. Because of why? Not because they don't understand political general knowledge, but because they don't have the ability to criticize or thinking critically. And yes, by the proposal that we mentioned before, this is going to help them and actually develop themselves. Ladies and gentlemen, not only about that, but it's about eligible kind of vote. The result that is going to be given is not going to be eligible enough, like I mentioned before. It is because not everyone able to join, not everyone able to vote, because the requirement that is given by the government side of the house is totally what is that, a high standard. It's not only about the standard, but it's a high standard. Why? Because they are required to be able to analysis or to read some circumstances, which is not all people are able to do that. And the government side of the house doesn't tell us how do they maintain this kind of thing and actually develop them as a person. And talking about another thing, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about like I mentioned before, about the critical thinking, the school and everything. That's the kind of thing that we wanted to pursue. So ladies and gentlemen, under this point of argument, under 3 points of argument, like the points of critical thinking and that faith will control people better in Indonesia, for example, and it is not an eligible result of vote. We as the opposition side of the house and acting as leader of opposition, we believe that our proposals should be accepted and this motion should fall. Thank you very much.